Okay, hello everyone and welcome to another video here on my channel. Today for this video what we are going to do is we are going to attempt a record on the world record sheet that's very popular right now because GeoGuessr has played it and a lot of people played it, so the records are quite high for that category, and that category is a diverse world, no moving, panning or zooming. So the first two records on the sheet are all 24,000. The first one is 24,610 which is, I mean, that's insane. But I guess it's possible if we get really lucky with that. The second record also above 24,000 and the other ones are under 24,000, 23,000 and something. So I already recorded this video that I'm going to play to you because I don't want to leave it with no sound on the channel. And we are going to try to beat at least some of the records, if not all of them on the sheet. So let's play the video and let's see what time what score I got. So the first one here looked to me pretty much like Bulgarian. First look, winter coverage, houses, general look, everything. Couldn't really determine, it was possible to determine very exactly in Bulgaria, but I just went with the middle here. Wasn't sure it was Bulgaria, but mostly looked like it. So I didn't even see the EU flag on the left. Yeah, okay. So that's where I lost the most points. The second one was Taiwan, as you can see. Just we have a hill and nothing. I couldn't determine again where the hell in Taiwan we were. So I just went with the middle. If I could turn around I would have seen more. So the next one looked to me like the generic central plains with these trees, autumn look, flat. And I got really lucky here, I must say. Though yeah, of course it did look, I thought it must look like Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska or something, but I got lucky that it was so close. The next one to me, of course, yeah, it's just Korea that can be seen. I wasn't sure whether it could be a bit north, it could also be a bit south. So I just thought, let's just go middle. Middle hedge. I mean, this round just was no skill. It's the same as with Bulgaria and Taiwan. But yeah, it wasn't possible to pinpoint where it was in those countries. And this is the last fifth round. On this round I spent quite a lot of time, so I'm gonna try to talk through it and explain some other things too, maybe how to get insane guesses NMPZ, like in that you know exact road or something. But here what we have is Bolivia. As you can see, the car is white without an antenna. Also the poles are wooden on the signs and thick, that those are Bolivian poles. Yellow middle line. You have brick house on the left. And with this landscape it must be somewhere in hilly Amazonian Bolivia. So it's somewhere in the mountains, but on a bit Amazonian side. This is not the west side of Bolivia is very dry and the eastern side is very wet, as you can say. So this was somewhere in the east, but in the hilly part, somewhere near the mountains. So pretty much we had narrowed our perspective to one part of Bolivia. Now I looked at sign, I thought, does it say Volchas or something? I tried to look for it. but later you'll see what it said. Also, the sentence on the sign didn't look like it was a place name or anything. It just looked like something, well, paradise or something. Some ad for a touristical place or whatever. So I don't know, to be honest, I don't know all the roads in Bolivia which are covered. Some people do know which ones are covered, especially in the parts where there is little roads. I thought that maybe only this road going to Santa Cruz is covered, which is probably true. I'm not sure still about that. I mean, of the roads going over the Andes, I thought that's the only one. There is roads east and west of the Andes. So I thought it must be here, and I placed it in what it looked like to be at least somewhat matching. But it didn't quite look like that place. Place looked more like urban, more like it had more houses and stuff all around. So I didn't quite think it was there. Also, the curve looked a little bit less sharp on the map, but that's one trick. The curves will always look less sharp on the map than they do on Street View or in real life. That's just the change of perspective and stuff. So I had that one curve, I had this row going to the right, so I placed it where I did as it matched somewhat. But I just was not certain about anything. I kept looking. I thought this road going from La Paz doesn't go into the Amazon really, because I think there is a roadblock at one point and they don't reach Caranavi. And that part is also very mountainous and not hilly like this one. So this road kinda did fit with the orientation east-west, and also with the hills and with the lushness and vegetation and stuff. Though I wasn't sure. I've seen one road which goes through the Andes in the Amazonian part, which looked like this actually, but I wasn't sure if it was this one or the one by Cochabamba. I thought that the La Paz one wasn't going over the Andes, Cochabamba maybe. I also thought there are some roads covered in the south too, but I wasn't sure which ones. So I end up looking throughout all the roads to be I knew that I needed the 5k here to be at least the third place on the sheet, on the leaderboard, with 24,934. So as you can see, I just kept, I wished I could just skip this part or speed it up or anything, but for the purpose of the record attempt and just for GeoGuessr, you can't just speed up parts or skip them, because people could of course cheat like that. You should show everything. But yeah, I ended up looking at all the roads in Bolivia which matched this description, which is this road by Cochabamba, the ones near La Paz, the one going east of Cochabamba, and the one going to Santa Cruz de la Sierra, and some roads in the south which were in that hilly part, hilly green part, mountainous part. Yeah. Okay, now what I'm going to do while I'm looking for this road, I'm going to explain to you how you can get guesses, insane guesses in countries with even big coverage, where you find the road and the place exactly where it is against all odds, like my last video, which is named What? Because that was literally my expression after I guessed in that video on that Colombian road. So first you need to narrow down where do you think it looks like that in the country. First, of course, you need the country, that's the first. Then, which area could it be? When you narrow down the area, you have, of course, roads on the map. In some countries, you may know which exact roads are covered and which aren't, because they have limited coverage. One of those is Bolivia, though I haven't learned it so much. And then you look which road could it be. It could be like a highway, a major road, or a minor road. Minor roads are much harder to get, of course. And then you see if it's a yellow road or a white one, like that. And when you can determine that, you also look at the road orientation, of course, and any curves that are on the road. So how will the road look on the map? You make a mental picture, like this curve is west. I don't know if you are not playing no panning, this curve is east, this all around. And also what can be very useful are landscape clues. Rivers, mountains, and also bridges, I don't know, buildings. You can see here we had some buildings which I didn't find in this place where I clicked. Just didn't look to me, so yeah. And when you finish collecting all the available information around you, you kind of make the mental picture of how the map should look. So the mountains also show on the map. As you could see in my Colombia guess, the mountains show on the map. That road, the surrounding of that road in Colombia looked to me mostly like northern Colombia. So it didn't look to me like the Andes part, didn't look to me like Amazonian Colombia. And it was kind of flat but with mountains. You had a valley and then mountains. So I started to search for a road in northern Colombia. I needed a mountain to my east, and to the west there weren't mountains which could be seen, so it was flat to the west. To the east there were mountains. I had the road orientation which is north northeast. I didn't have any curves there. So with that information I found also the mountain was going towards the road, but of course didn't reach the road. It was going in the direction of the road, and I managed to find a road in northern Colombia which quite matched the orientation, and mountains to the east. And I've seen that that mountain was kinda going towards the road, and the road was just straight. I didn't have anything, and I put it somewhere on that road because I thought maybe it matched, maybe it's there. But of course I couldn't be sure at all that it was there, and I just guessed, and oh my god, when I saw that it was 200 meters apart, if I knew it was that road, I would have like zoomed in even more and tried to find the exact place and all. But I kinda forgot that the place should be next to an intersection with a smaller road maybe, or something like that. So I just put that. I could have even pinpointed that location to a 5000, as you could see the roads when you zoomed in on that location. But it doesn't matter anyway. I didn't. I was totally not sure it was that road, so I didn't move on to pinpoint. And also the side roads couldn't be seen from the perspective through which we looked, no panning. So yeah. And that's also why with no moving, like if you can do such guesses with no panning, with no moving you can do so much more. Because like you are not only, I don't know, in no panning you get like 1/3 of the view or something. It's not even 1/2 of the view, you don't even see the sides. So guessing precisely with no panning is such a, but it's also very hard to be sure in no panning that where you placed your pin should be the right position, because you don't see anything but a part of a picture. So yeah. But yes, as you can see, I just ended up looking through all the roads that could have matched in Bolivia. I really didn't think it was here where I put it, because this house on the left was also not on the map. And yeah, one more clue which could be useful on this guessing is the green areas like this. These green areas represent forested areas. So the white areas are those without forests or trees. I mean, there can be trees, but thick forests or normal forests like that, those are the green areas. But also there are these darker green areas like the one here, which doesn't disappear when you zoom in. That's not always a forest. That means that is the national park. So you gotta watch that. That's a different thing. The lighter ones are forests and the darker ones. And you also have the name of the national park in the national park ones. So yeah, I kept just looking. I couldn't see. Like the settlement should continue down the road, but this to me looked like there is only like this one or two houses there. Also this road on the right, I don't know where it led or anything. I couldn't look on the other side. So yeah, this just didn't match because it was too flat. But I said who knows. It might be there. I just couldn't find a place in whole Bolivia which matched this exactly, that I would say it should be there, at least somewhat. I was even more certain about the Colombia guess than getting anything here, but I just couldn't see what other road could there be. There just was not any other road which went through the Andes or through the hilly parts of the Amazon side. Also here there were like, maybe this matched, but again it looked more urbanized. So I wasn't quite convinced it was there. So the first 4 rounds I finished like in 1 minute or something, or 1 minute and something. And this one I just needed to 5k. But I remember that lake, which I zoomed out now, looked quite different than this area here. So I thought maybe it shouldn't be that road, though it could be on the Amazonian side. But I don't know if that whole road is covered either. Maybe not. This one probably isn't, going north of La Paz. It is up to there somewhere. The Yungas are covered, the Death Road, and maybe these roads around it. There it says Yungas. I once got the Death Road on the official world map, and I wanted to 5K, so I end up, I don't know how much time, 40 minutes on it. Just I wasn't sure it was Death Road in Bolivia or some other road in South America, but I ended up going until I finally reached something. And yeah, I think I should, I will be guessing soon on this. Oh no, this total time, it's not round time, so maybe like 2 more minutes or something. But yeah, I just had no idea. All the roads, searching through all the roads in Bolivia. I looked also for this place named Volchas, but I read that completely wrong. It actually said Volcan, so this probably wasn't a place name. Paraíso, I think, wasn't a place. I thought wasn't a place name either. But yeah, after searching for so long, you lose all hope you will find it, and of course, you just can't search forever. It happened me a lot of times. I was just thinking, now, what other, there was no other road. Should I just guess? My mouse over the guess button. And finally, I guessed. And oh my god, I was so surprised. I was again like, what? There was no way. I didn't really think it was there. But it was kinda only place that could have been possible. There was also one similar, but I thought that road might be looking different or different coverage. I was like quite sure it must be on this road, because I kinda knew it had coverage going to Santa Cruz. But I just didn't think it was this place, and then I just kept looking. But only I wouldn't have found it if I kept looking. Only by clicking yes I would have found it. But yes, that was it. The NMPZ game on a diverse world with an awesome ending. At least 23,934 points, which puts me in the 3rd place on the world record leaderboard. I might be even, I'll certainly be able to beat this score. It just depends on the RNG. It just depends on which locations you get. Like if I get locations which are easily recognizable for me, or like some small countries and stuff, you can always get those. So if you get those, you can get like even better scores than subsymmetry, which is in the first place. But yeah, it's very hard to get such a good RNG. But then of course skill reduces the amount of RNG you need, so that's another thing. But yeah, I'll see if I'll be trying to beat this score, getting an even higher one and stuff like that. But yeah, okay guys, thanks everyone who's been watching. I'll see you next time in another video, but until then, stay good and bye bye.